I talking to a university president of a major university in America, or am I talking to someone who's going into kindergarten and giving me these silly arguments, like doesn't get it, doesn't understand why many of us might be upset? You've heard the calmest presentation today of people who care deeply about Israel. They're not telling you to cancel the event. That's not what they're saying. Boy, how calm and reasonable is that? They are saying that when an institution of the university is saying, we approve of this, we support this, we are co-sponsors of this, that means that my university, Brooklyn College, supports these hate mongers. That's exactly what it means in English, the way I read it, and the way most people, the way Alan Dershowitz saw it clearly, the way the Daily News editorial saw it clearly yesterday, and the way many others are looking at it. Withdraw your name from this event and let the event go on, and people can protest, and people can speak out, but it should not be sponsored by the university itself, because that means my dollars are paying for that event, and I'm not interested in paying for it. We would not have an issue because I respect the freedom of speech as much as I hate that particular speech of hate. So I would not object. I would have no issue with regard to that. It is the university supporting it. They're giving the seal of approval. They're making it kosher. And it's not a kosher event. It's not what the university professors should be sponsoring. And you know what? They want to sponsor it? Put your names down. Why don't you say BDS and Professor this, Professor that, Professor that? Hey, you have the right to do that. Individual professors. But they haven't done that. They're hiding. They're hiding. Who are they? There are 18 or 19 members of the political science. How many people were present for the vote? How many people knew in advance what their vote was going to be about? How many people abstained from voting? How many people knew what they were voting about? How many people knew about BDS and the hatred that BDS represents? They support the destruction of the state of Israel. They support Hamas and Hezbollah, and therefore, by definition, what is that other group that hates America? Al-Qaeda. Exactly. So that is the issue. And it's simple. And I do hope that the president will show leadership. As someone pointed out, instead of stepping down, maybe she could step up. That would be wonderful.
Yes, so this isn't the first controversy between Brooklyn College and Alpha Jewish College.
It's all about leadership. And there should be the same standard for everyone. You're right. I've been involved in a number of other things with a particular professor a year or two ago. Look, we're looking at this event. This one is crystal clear. It's not often that Alan Dershowitz takes a position on an issue of Brooklyn College and writes an editorial saying Brooklyn College, you are wrong. He is the freedom of speech guy in Israel because he realizes that this brings us into a completely different sphere. This is very different from campus. Very, very different. This brings us into the official sanction of the university for these individuals. That's a whole different story. And I just hope it would be a one thing that the university would say, wait a second, maybe we made a mistake. There's a lot of guts to recognize that maybe we've stepped into the mud. The only way you step out of it is taking the step back and clean your shoes. Maybe, the president of the university will take a step in the right direction. Not for freedom of speech, but against the official sanctioning of hate by the university.
Someone in Hikind, how would you respond to the people who say that you were just doing this for political to gain political bounty points on supporting this? There have been several people.
That's an easy thing to accuse anyone, but I think after 31 years, I'm really not counting brownies. He was on My position is, I think the elected officials, I believe Dershowitz himself, what I read, is the fact that the university itself is involved in sponsoring that is political science department, the latest literature. You look at it, it says specifically the word endorsed by the political science department. Therefore, taking it a step further, it is endorsed by Karen Gould and the university itself. She is the leader, the buck stops at her desk, and let her do the right thing. I will accept that she didn't realize she was unaware, she didn't know anything about that. She only knew there was a bug. And I said to her, well, what's the bug? It was there. Don't know. The head of the political science department, before we called the president, I called for 2 days, and so did Dershowitz. I called the head of the political science department. He's a coward. You hear me? He's a coward. We left messages for a secretary repeatedly. I wanted to have a discussion. I wanted to ask him. I wanted to maybe give him some ideas. The president said to me yesterday she was surprised. I said, well, maybe you can encourage him just to call me back. I don't bite. Call me back. Let me talk to you. We're waiting for that phone call.
Will there be repercussions in Albany for Brooklyn College?
I can only urge the elected officials, all of us, all very upset. And the president is coming to us Tuesday. We were going to question her very directly. By the way, I did say it would make it difficult. Let me know verbally. And next thing I find out is that she plans to come. It's very disappointing because dialogue is good, discussion is good, and we all feel pretty much the same way, as you can see, that this is a mistake. Not freedom of speech. People get that confused. Freedom of speech. We understand we support BDS doing the event. We're not happy. We're not happy, but hey, we live in America, a great country. We can hold events of this kind. But we have a problem with the university. Well, I already did that. As far as I'm concerned, when you don't have the guts to lead such a major university, when you don't have the guts to do the right thing, when you don't have answers to basic questions, like I said, I like her. I really do. I know her. She's a nice person. But being a nice person is the right things. I can't share with you everything in the conversation. We're very excited about what has happened. The attention that it's getting. A lot of other people who are much to the left of me, they're not happy with it. You should ask her why she's not coming to the This is a great lady. A great book. Money from, I don't know the answer to that. We do know one thing. Countries like Saudi Arabia and others spend hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars setting up chairs at universities all over the country. I'm not exaggerating. I'm saying hundreds of millions leading into billions plus to influence universities. No question. That's something we're going to look at. Thank you very much, Jeff. Private.
Right up. No.